Yeah, what's been interesting me in music? I mean, other than my own writing right now that I've been doing and currently recording and stuff, and writing out the lyrics and whatnot, I am just kind of just listening. I'm trying to listen to like new old stuff that I haven't like heard before, or like albums that I haven't listened to much of. So like for instance, what the album Redman,
Yeah,
1992.
that's like his first album, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
one of his first, I think it's like right after
That's the one.
or
Tonight's the
is.
night. Tonight's.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. And so again, exactly, like I know that song off the album, but
of
I don't know
course.
the album as a whole,
Yeah,
and
there's a
haven't
lot
like
of
bumped the whole
yeah.
thing, you know. So that's kind of what I've been doing lately, is trying to find, these tracks that are considered to be like the hits of the golden era of hip hop, and then taking those hits and like listening to the album and expanding on that and being like, all right, cool, like what other songs were on here, what other hidden gems were on here that just didn't get the love and shine that.
One song I'm bringing up. I'll bring up is "Regulate" by Warren G.
Okay.
Where that song is like everyone knows that song. And
Right.
That song is like super popular. I love that song. Everyone loves that song. But like, I don't really know any Warren G outside of that, and like.
Right.
I don't think anyone really does. And
Yeah,
then
no.
You do a little bit of deep, a while back I looked into his like first that album. It's like something in the G Funk area, something called like that. But it's called like Regulate in the Era or something like that. But it's a pretty good album. It's just he produces all of his shit. He's definitely like derivative. He's Snoop Dogg's cousin, so it's very
Right.
of the G Funk sound. But I think he was very much one of the pioneers to popularize the sound. And Regulate just happened to be the song that stuck around after all these years.
Yeah, it's iconic. It's you listen to that song and you can put yourself in that timepiece. You can just listen to that and like put yourself in the West Coast. You know what I mean? And put yourself in some like in that era. And imagine yourself. Just I don't know, like when you're driving and you listen to fucking Regulate, man. You know what I mean? It's just like it's yeah, I don't know. Everybody knows it and everybody loves singing to it and jams it.
Before we start though, would you be interested in showing off a bit of a freestyle, or is that not in the mood right now?
Yeah, no, I'm always down to do some stuff like that. We could either start it off with that, or we could just jump into something and then maybe a little bit later we can find that.
Speaker?
I don't know. I was just gonna play it off here and then play it in there.
But your speaker sounds so good. You got that Bose, no?
Yeah, that works. Yeah, I could play an instrumental for you and
Yeah.
have you freestyle over it.
Yeah, for sure. I'm always
His
down.
intro,
Huh?
His song as the intro.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, we'll add that in afterwards. Like,
Yeah,
that's a
be-
post production thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I say I like the Bose Idea speaker. Man, I wish I had cuz you're using Audacity, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Well,
I'm trying to think.
let's just we could wait. We don't have to do it now. You brought up something, so let's just start it off here.
Yeah.
We'll just start.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Two Hippies podcast. My name is Alex,
I'm Jack.
And I'm Chris.
and we are just gonna talk about some music. Get up to date and get on our thoughts. We have our guest here, Chris. He is a rapper himself, and he knows a lot about music, and we want to have a little bit of a discourse here and have some fun, basically. So one thing you brought up, we were talking about before we started this. You were saying that you were discovering some new albums. Is there any like new music that you discovered recently that was around when you were growing up and you had to go back to find out? You said Redman was one of those albums.
Yeah, so the what the album was one I've been mainly listening to right now. Just getting back into that, it was out in 1992, and so I was 2 years old at the time, so I obviously wasn't really picking what I was listening to. And so and hearing influences around me, mention Redman as some of their favorite MCs or a favorite MC, and he's got great lyrical skill, his cadence, his voice itself, just him as a person, really just dope artist all in all. And so yeah, just trying to get more, because like who hasn't listened to Method Man? You know what I mean? And like,
How about them collab albums? The Blackout?
exactly, the Blackouts, like
Yeah.
Blackout
I
2,
think I
know?
listened to Blackout more than I listened to Redman solo shit.
Exactly. So like trying to give Redman his flowers, his love, and like bump those albums. And it also started too because he came out with Muddy Waters too.
Yeah, I think I know Muddy Waters more than
Right.
the first album.
Yeah, Muddy Waters is his '96 release, which a lot of people think that's his first album.
I thought it was too.
Yeah. And rightfully so. It's a damn good album. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's
Smoke
just
Buddy?
like, yeah, it's so good. So listening to, an earlier album of his in '92 and just like being like, oh damn, like he was already this nice, like even,
Right off, what an impressive debut.
yeah, exactly. So just trying to find some stuff like that. Other than that, man, it's usually just like whatever is on my mix or whatever's in rotation. Sometimes I I use Spotify a lot, so they have this like Discover Weekly thing or Discover Artists. So I'll just click on that and let it roll through. But most of the time it's just background noise. I'm not like really paying attention to most of it. So, I really couldn't tell you like what artist was playing. If you were to stop me in the middle of like washing dishes, I would have been like, I don't know who this is,
Would you guys say you're more album listeners or song listeners now?
Oh, that's tough. I think when I first started listening to music the way I listen to it now,
we didn't have to buy CDs anymore. You could just hand select your singles.
Yeah.
It's such a different world out there.
I think CDs that's what made me listen to the album. It was like,
Yeah,
I
exactly.
just spent $20 on this thing, man. Like I'm gonna
I
listen
got
to all
albums
of
where
it.
you just skip to the song you bought it for.
Right.
Yeah.
Everyone, and that was the thing, like we were all trying. It was gonna go some trajectory of streaming, anyways, right? Like, because my sister, when she was growing up, she had the 6-disc exchanger thing in the middle console of her car, you know what I mean? And then so we were already trying to shuffle the hits, and so and just pull the gems off of the things that we like. There was mixtape CDs that they would do, besides Wow That's Music and stuff,
Are you a vinyl guy?
No, I would like to be a vinyl guy.
I would love to be too, but I'm not like these hip hop producers who literally spend their days going to vinyl record stores,
right?
Like skimming through vinyl records trying to find the best.
Yeah, I think it's a dying art. I think if you are a producer, if you are an engineer, there's still some. I think if you're a producer from that era, right? And you're going to music stores for vinyl and you're sifting through everything and you're trying to find stuff to chop up and sample later, hell yeah, more power to you. If you're not, cool, just I think it's either one's okay. I think the older heads do it because it's
weird.
Nostalgic.
It was just a strange time where they would just look at a cover and just say can you imagine just looking at a cover, listen to an album just based on the cover? I don't think I've ever done that before.
I mean, I feel like I do that with books. I know they say don't judge a book by its cover. Video games, for
but
sure.
Music,
it's all.
I don't know if I'll ever do that with music.
Yeah, I used to do that. I used to go to Zia Records all the time. Bookman's and the music exchange places and stuff. They're just
great store. Yeah,
amazing store. And I would just spend hours in there just looking at stuff. You know what I mean? It's just kind of like a crow almost. I like shiny shit. So any tinsel and stuff, I'm always like, ooh, what's that? What's this? And so looking at those jeweled case of a CD caught my eye. I thought that was so cool. Especially a kid growing up in the 90s, I had the clear see-through phone, I had the see-through Nintendo 64, Game Boy Color, all of it. So that just looks cool to me. I like that aesthetic. So I would go through and look at all the CDs, and then when you got a CD, you could get the pamphlet and there was the lyrics, so you could read along. You could read all the shout outs, every single producer and person who worked on every individual track was listed on there because they had to be a part of it, So I thought all the information you can get from actually seeing it there was cool. But now you can just do it on the internet. You can literally just click on Spotify and click down on the 3 buttons, and then you have all the info there. Who's worked on it, who produced it.
Different world out there.
The song credits. That's one of my favorite features they've added to Spotify over my years using.
Yeah,
they got
definitely.
Spotify back in 2010, and even back then, I did kind of listen to albums as albums.
Mm-hmm.
It was weird because I grew up in the album era. CDs were before iTunes, and then iTunes, you often just bought the album, so it was still, still album centric listening.
Mm-hmm.
But nowadays, like,
It's a singles world, in my opinion.
No,
Albums
it
are
definitely
singles
is,
world.
and it's a
Singles at
streaming
this
world.
point,
It really isn't even it, and that's what made it singles. Because you don't. If you're gonna put out a project, to put out an album these days, you need to have some momentum going already.
You need to be Kendrick Lamar, basically.
I mean, you don't have to be.
Cardi didn't release any singles, did he? Leading up to that album.
Yeah, no. Playboy Cardi had a great rollout. I'm not a personal fan of his music,
Right.
but like,
I think the rollout steam, if you got it, if you're making ground, then you can put out a project towards the end of that. I still put out albums, but I don't expect them to gain these huge like clout things, or like gain a lot of traction.
You have to hit a song in TikTok.
Right.
Get a song big in TikTok.
Yeah, you get a song big in
good.
TikTok, you put a reel out, and it blows up, and then that's when people start to be like, all right, cool. And that's how it happens. I mean, that's how I found Norman Son. Norman Son, I think,
I found a lot of music
is
through TikTok.
awesome.
I've respected TikTok over the years. I used to be so, just like everyone else, like looking down at, oh, this is just how the music industry is. But it just gave so much creativity, like so much ability for creators to express themselves more than any other way into these short, like musicians, especially just doing short, like rappers doing freestyles, singers just singing a snippet. It gives so many opportunity for a lot of musicians, and it's a great and just anyone.
Yeah,
honestly.
and that's the thing. It's it opened up the market to be opportunistic, to be where I guess not that like opportunistic, to be honest, but it's more of like it leveled the playing field for everybody to get into. Now, what happened on that is it definitely bottlenecked or not, I wouldn't say bottlenecked, but it flooded the road to becoming a Kendrick, becoming a J. Cole, becoming, somebody that big. If you want to be somebody that big, like I think, the market itself, it's a double-edged sword, right? It's great that everybody has access to it, but now we have a bunch of people who don't nearly need to be in that lane, and are just flooding it for no good reason. And there are great artists out there, and for every like Kendrick Lamar, there's 1,000 other artists that just haven't been discovered that'll probably rap his ass off. So like
there's a lot of better rappers than Kendrick, but there's none of them have reached the commercial heights that Kendrick did,
right,
while maintaining their critical acclaim. That's never
very
been done
true
before.
Yeah,
like there's better rappers than Kendrick. Black Thought's a better rapper than Kendrick,
for sure.
Like Pharoah Monch is a better rapper than Kendrick.
Yeah, I would say, and then even on that too, like I would say even Pharoah Monch, Black Thought, they're some more articulate at explaining the topic at hand. Whereas Kendrick Lamar is an amazing and a great artist as well, because he can articulate it but keep it vague enough for the masses. He can keep it short and sweet so it fits the algorithm, right? And then it is drawing the attention. And that's also another thing too, is that we shorten the attention span to 2.5, 3 minutes of listening. If your track's longer than 3 minutes, like, good luck.
Crazy. Kendrick has like 12-minute songs too.
Right, exactly. And see, because he's Kendrick, because he
Kendrick,
can do it. You know what I mean?
He's big. Yeah. He's like one of these few artists where he's so talented, but he's also just like super popular. That never happens.
Yeah,
it's usually
it's rare. It's rare. And then with artists, even being on that level, he's able to, make conscious albums. He's able to make touch topics on politics.
He's what Lupe wanted. I mean, I don't know if Lupe ever wanted it, but Lupe was trying to go for that, like, commercial route with
the whole album, The Cool, was that, and which was awesome. I loved The Cool. It was a great story. I love how he articulated that. The characters that he, does his thing with, tells those stories of those characters. He's an amazing storyteller. He's an amazing artist. But again, I think he ended up staying a little more underground and that's okay.
What he chose. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
His music got a little too, he got very, very political.
Yeah.
Labels didn't want that.
Yeah.
They wanted something more accessible.
Yeah.
And
that's, with mainstream, you got to kind of keep a blanket view on things like that. Once you start chiseling it down and you start getting real fine tooth with it, that's when people start to fall off. That's when your fan base starts, because you're starting to pick a side.
Yes.
And most people, as a general casual listener of any artist, they tend to not want their idols to pick a side, right? Because they're not picking a side. They're just doing their day-to-day life, so they just want what they listen to reflect day-to-day life. And so if you have somebody on a pedestal constantly screaming, F the left, F the right, whatever, side that they're on, it's eventually it gets boring and tiresome, for me, that was like, I can only listen to Joyner Lucas for so long before I'm like, stop preaching, dog.
Joyner Lucas was actually one of those rappers that I thought he was like J. Cole. Like I thought he was good. He actually got pretty popular. I'll give him that.
Yeah, no, and he's dope. I give him that. I think he's super dope. You know what I mean? I really do.
I'm racist. Oh my god.
But
What do you think of that I'm racist music video?
I haven't watched it.
You never watched it?
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
I'm not.
Yes.
I haven't.
It's so like It's hard to watch. It's really cringe. I'll tell you.
For things like that, I think it's courageous of people to step out there and put themselves out in the limelight, right? Like to really step out into the glow of the world and like of the viewership of the world and say, hey, no, I actually feel exactly like this and I'm going to say it and this is what I stand on. And like it gives a respect to that though, you know what I mean? Because you're not going to be, that person is now, you can trust him to be original with you. You can trust him to be truthful to his character to you, And so, like, I applaud him on that end. On the other end, I tend to just stay away from topics like that and whatnot because it's also like...
You're going to alienate someone if you talk about it.
Right. We're going to alienate somebody. And then also, at the end of the day, it's like I might disagree on the individual topic at hand, but on, like, a worldview, I might have a completely different stance on that. Yeah. You know what I mean? I don't know all the ins and outs of Joyner Lucas. As an artist, I think he's great. As an artist, I think he just needs to, like... make a bop every now and then, you know what I mean? Make something that I could just be like, damn, that was dope and knock my head to.
I don't want to change the topic too hard, but speaking of bops,
I want
to see if you guys can name the top 16 rappers to reach number 1 on the Hot Billboard 100.
There were 16 rappers to do it. Vanilla Ice.
No, I'm saying most amount of times.
Most amount of times.
Oh, the most amount. It's just not.
I mean, does Drake count as a rapper?
We'll put Drake in there because he's
Drake
one.
is number 1 at 14.
Yeah, I was gonna say Drake.
A bunch of people at
Kanye.
5 or tied at 5, tied at 4.
Is
tied
Kendrick
at
really that high?
No, he only has 2.
Kendrick
only.
He's outside the top 16.
Yeah.
Because the list I have is
Nicki Minaj.
Yes, she is tied for 3.
Who's a 90s rapper who would get it?
3 number 1s.
Lauryn Hill.
That's tough. She only had one album.
Yeah, but I feel like she would have had. Well, I guess most consecutive. Yeah,
Ludacris had. I think Ludacris didn't have as many. Like, how about those Southern guys like T.I. or let's say T.I. Did T.I. have hits?
T.I. 4.
Okay.
4
wow.
number 1s.
That's an Atlanta king. That's a hot take. He might be He might be a top Atlanta rapper. But
dude, T.I.'s dope, man. I like T.I.
He was a little mainstream at that time, but I liked it. He was like southern shit.
There's still 3 artists with 5 number 1s.
3 artists?
That should be pretty obvious.
Tupac?
No, Tupac
I figured
did not have 3.
Biggie
is it Missy
was
Elliott? Did Missy Elliott have that many?
Jay-Z?
Jay-Z at 4.
Jay-Z at 4.
4 number 1s.
Damn, we're still missing the 5s.
Nelly? Is Nelly up there? No.
No.
How about like a Flow Rider?
No. Damn, dude.
I want official guesses. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, no, I'm really trying to. I'm really
loud,
trying to think
please.
here. Let's see. Okay, so Tupac.
Eminem.
Yes.
Okay.
5 number 1s.
Yeah. Okay. Eminem
You have
for
Kanye
sure.
West, Eminem at 5 number 1s. Drake at 14. Jay-Z.
Drake's at 14 number 1. Dude, Drake. If you look at Drake's like chart numbers, it's like
no,
it's broken.
Ridiculous.
It's broken.
I mean, if it is, dude, whatever. But also at the same time, like, homie's dope. Like, he's dope, and he fucking, he's a global, entertainer.
And one thing I respect about Drake is everyone has a song they like by Drake.
Yeah.
I've never met someone who just doesn't like any songs.
Exactly.
I like at least one song.
As an artist, he killed it. You can't. And did he lose against Kendrick? For sure.
100%.
But
do I love that? Absolutely.
Yeah. But it's just like, it's like the same. If I'm gonna say that, it's the same like kind of view shit that I look at like Nas and Jay-Z. You know what I mean? It's like,
Do we have any more guesses?
Let's see.
You guys can figure some of these out.
Southern guys. Did Outkast get? They had like 3 number 1 hits.
Boom, Outkast
Outkast.
with 3. The end of the list is all a bunch of people tied at 3. There's a couple more at 4.
3
and
number 1 hits.
2.
How about like a
2
Cardi
at number
B
5.
or like a Megan Thee Stallion?
Can I get one guess at a time?
Cardi B.
5 number 1 hits.
Insane.
Yeah.
Respect to Cardi B.
Cardi. She did it.
Is
So
Megan-
have we knocked out all the number 1s?
Are they all young
There's
female
one
rappers?
more with 5 number 1 hits.
There's one more with 5 number 1 hits.
I'll give you a hint. The name has been said, but I didn't take it as a formal guess.
Megan Thee
You guys were
Stallion.
Just rattling now. No, but she is at 3 and is on the list. 3
Oh,
number 1 hits.
So it wasn't Lauryn Hill.
Was it? Did we say Jay-Z? We did.
You
Say,
said Jay-Z. He has 4.
Erica Badu, Jill Scott.
not a rapper. Not a rapper.
Well, yeah, I guess that's true.
Common never had a number 1 hit.
Common never had a number 1 hit, even though he definitely
Soulja Boy.
should have.
I'll guide you. It was a Southern guy. One of the Southern guys.
Ludacris.
5 number 1 hits. Ludacris.
Ludacris. That was one of the first guys I said.
Luda.
How
Yeah,
did
but
I-
you were rattling it off. You said like
Yeah.
5 names.
Dude,
from
how did
Luda-
I didn't
Luda's,
I can't believe I
uh,
knew Ludacris. That's
Luda's
crazy.
dope, man.
Luda's great,
Luda's-
man.
yeah.
I think he's like a lyrical, like he could spit. He can fucking spit.
All right, let me give you the numbers of how many you got left. You got 2 at number 4, and you got 1, 2,
How many do
3
we have left
at
total?
number 3.
So
So
we
you
have
need
5
5 more.
5 more.
You've gotten 11, and I think you gotten 2 wrong.
Let's see. Yeah, I was just rattling off some singer/rapper names earlier, so it's not going to be.
One is
do you
fairly
count Snoop
recent.
Dogg? Do you count Snoop Dogg?
Yes, Snoop Dogg's on the list with 3 number 1s.
J. Cole.
J. Cole.
Not on the list.
Damn.
Wow.
He must only have 2.
I know, right? He definitely has a number 1 hit. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has to have a number 1 hit.
Lil Wayne.
On
Oh,
the list
Wayne
with
Weezy.
3
How could we have
number
not?
1
Yeah, of
as
course,
the main
Lil Wayne.
artist.
How
Damn,
about like
dude.
late 80s, like Will Smith? Do you think he's up there? Will
I'm
Smith.
surprised he's not on there.
Okay.
He must only
Yeah.
have 2. Summertime and whatever.
Getting Jiggy with it was a big song.
Yeah. That's the like
did
when
we
you
say Missy? We didn't say Missy, right?
Missy.
Missy's
yeah.
not on the list.
That's
Ah,
travesty.
Yeah.
Travesty.
You're saying travesty?
Oh, Travis Scott.
Yep, with 4 number 1 hits.
Oh, we got to go
Okay.
with the future.
Future's not on the list.
Oh, what about Kid Cudi?
I think this is a really obvious one from the mid 2000s.
Oh, mid 2000s, real obvious.
50 Cent.
50,
with
yeah.
4 number 1
There
hits.
it is, yeah.
What's left? The last name you have, or there's 2. They're both.
What about
fairly
like
recent.
Cameron? Like,
No, listen to me. I'm giving you a hint. The last 2 are fairly recent. One's way more was like within the last couple years. And
so it's like a Sweet 80 or like a what?
Would it be? I mean, this is gonna. I really don't know the current.
Yeah, I don't know current rap.
Oh,
Dude, I
you
love
could-
it.
you
You know
could-
the current. I don't
Yeah,
know shit
I'm
about
for
it.
a
like-
minute there, you could not escape.
Lotto?
his
Is it like a
songs.
Lotto?
No,
Is it Mac?
he has
Macklemore?
curly hair.
No,
He's
Mac
correct
Miller.
race.
Oh, Lil Dicky?
No, not Lil Dicky.
Curly hair.
Russ?
What rapper has curly hair?
It wouldn't be Russ. Russ isn't obviously like new either.
Oh, is it a white rapper?
Yes.
Scoochie Boochie. No, I'm just kidding. Scoochie Boochie's funny. You guys should check
Vanilla
him out.
Ice?
This is a recent guy.
Jelly Roll?
No, dude.
Oh, what's those white rappers, bro? Jack Harlow, man.
There
Jack
you go.
Harlow.
Jack Harlow with
Jack
3
Harlow.
number 1 hits.
Yeah.
And then the other guy.
Hats off to Jack Harlow, man.
Yeah.
I don't like his music.
I don't know.
But goddamn, getting 3 number 1 hits ain't easy to do.
Yeah, especially these days. Because it's so you can just it's flooded, man. It's flooded.
it's
It's
saturated.
really, really, really hard to make that.
As
Big
a
name.
fan, that's beautiful because there's always music to discover.
right.
Yeah, there's
Exactly.
always music to
Mhm.
discover.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then there's actually 2. I forgot there was one more at 5. I'll give you a hint. They're both caught up in RICO cases.
ASAP didn't have that many number 1 hits.
Nope.
Rick Ross?
They're very prominent RICO cases in the media. Even people that didn't listen to rap knew about these RICO cases.
Oh God, dude.
Gun-
yeah,
like a
see it
Gunna?
again, I'm like-
They're both
6ix9ine?
currently going on right now.
See, I'm just thinking Diddy, but I know it's.
I don't know my.
Diddy. All right.
Puff Daddy.
Yeah, Puff
5.
Daddy. Yeah.
And then one more at 3.
And it's also going to a Rico.
Is it like an Akon?
I think he just finished his Rico case.
Meek Mill?
No.
We
that
said
was a while
Kanye
ago.
already. I know Kanye's not going catching a case right now, but
From the South.
From the South? Houston guy?
Bun B, fucking
Atlanta? So he's Atlanta.
Atlanta Rico case.
So not like Texas Southern, okay.
It's not
Atlanta.
Future,
Into
not
fashion.
Young Thug. Is it Young Thug?
Young Thug.
3
Dude,
number
I was
one.
actually in. That was one of the lists. All right, so that was the top 16 most number one hits from rappers.
Yep.
Wow.
Damn.
All right, I'm gonna transition. I actually created a list. I made my list of my top 5 all-time Nas songs.
Oh.
Before I name that
Let's
off,
go.
I'm going to, and obviously I want to get your reaction. I'm gonna name the honorable mentions. If I Rule the World, got a
Oh, that's not in your top 5.
one mic. I'm not gonna.
Ooh.
Ether.
Okay. Respect.
New York State of Mind.
Oh, excuse the
What the
F out of
hell?
me.
Memories that and Memories Lane. Halftime.
No, dude.
Nas's Like.
You got to go with the list, and then we got to criticize you.
Get
when
Down.
We think of the song.
This is on my honorable mention. Get Down.
Wow.
You're already letting us down. I don't
The
even wanna hear your
Message.
list.
The Message. It's better than
Okay.
Lucid Dream. It is better than Lucid Dream by Juice WRLD. I will die on a hill on that.
Okay.
And then this is my top 2. I'm gonna make this my honorable mention. I gotta get my Kanye bias. Let There Be Light off Hip Hop Is Dead.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
basically my number 6. So this is my top 5.
Oof.
Number 5 is Rewind.
Okay. All right.
With the story
Yeah.
backwards.
I mean,
incredible.
yeah.
Incredible. I just had to do it just based off
Highlight
that.
of his career, that
Yeah.
track.
Number 4, this one might be a sleeper. The Stillmatic title, the intro track. Stillmatic.
Yeah.
It might be
Okay.
maybe it might be like it's not a highlight, but for me, I love that. That's one of my favorites. Number 3, Kanye biased. I'm gonna go with "Still Dreamin'" off "Hip Hop Is Dead."
Okay.
Love that track. Number 2, "Revolutionary Warfare."
Revolutionary
off
warfare is
Fizz.
all fair. Loving war for the cause. I gotta take you out there.
Yeah, number 2. My number 1 Nas song is "The World Is Yours."
All right. I don't think that's a bad top 5.
It's just my personal like.
Yeah.
favorite.
Mm-hmm. No, that was good. I like that. I like that
Yeah.
top 5. Man, that's
Okay, well,
solid.
it's like kind of
New
like
York
out
State of
there.
Mind is fucking-
I "World Is Yours" is my I think might be the greatest rap song ever made. That's like I listen to that song forever.
Whose world is this?
Yeah.
The world is yours. That's like 4.5 minute track too. Got a really great fucking scratching like DJ session in there. You know, like little bridge of like I think it was like 8 or 12 bars of just straight the DJ was just scratching in that song. Yeah, it's a great song.
Mhm.
Fucking, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say I feel like Kendrick Lamar has like 4 New York or "The World Is Yours."
Beat.
Like
The World Is
legend-
Yours
great
at the
song.
time, bro. Just in '94.
Yeah, but he has one of those.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so like I would
Timeless.
say,
Over 30 years, it still sounds great.
yeah, no, for sure, I agree with that. I think Nas is almost all of Nas's stuff, in my opinion, is timeless. There's a couple albums on there that there's some tracks that kind of didn't hold up, in my opinion. They're more nostalgic tracks than anything, but. Yeah, that top 5. Rewind being on that top 5 for sure. I definitely agree with that. I'm not gonna lie. Me personally, the other 4, I'm like probably not.
That's fair.
Not going on mine.
What would be in your like?
My top 5 for Nas tracks. That's a tough one, man, because I'm gonna do his older stuff. I'm not gonna add anything in from King's Disease or Magic. Just because of how big the gap is in the time frame there.
It's so much music at such a small amount of time.
Right.
I haven't got to all of it in my
Right.
opinion.
I've listened to all of it, but I haven't digested all of it.
Exactly. It's
yeah.
different. Yeah.
So I would say probably the number 1 track I go to when I want to start listening to Nas or when I throw Nas on is going to be Represent
Represent.
Love that track. I just love the rawness of it. I love the simplicity of the beat on that one, but it's just so like, it makes you feel like you're there with him, you know.
You're
just
in
like,
New York.
yeah, you're in New York during that track, you know, and it's just such a hype track too, you know. Really, definitely, it's one of the first ones that made me feel like getting up and moving around type of track. After that, it'd probably be Get Down. I love Get Down. That beat and the beat change up when he does that beat change up like halfway through, and then it goes back to the original beat after he's done.
Lick, bro?
Yeah,
it's beautiful. I love
dude,
it.
so dope. Plus the storytelling in that track by itself is so dope. Like, when I first heard it, I thought he was just rambling off random things that were happening, but like if you like pay attention, like there's a whole thing behind it, you know. And like the sample of his dad being the one saying get down, and then that whole like end, you know, if this is how we get down, then how do we get up, you know, like that's his pops. And so like that's like, I don't know, I love that track. Let's see what else, what other Nas tracks that I'm trying to sit here and
I'll give you one more. Give me one.
No, go ahead.
No. One more. Let me see.
I'm gonna put Rewind on there because it always comes up. Like, I'm just looking at my mix right here of Nas right now.
Anything off like Distant Relative?
Nah, not really. Not as like my favorite, you know, not in the top
His
5.
older stuff is better. His older.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to go with The Message. Message is a great one. And then probably my last one there, or two. I have two more. No, I have two more, I think, or I don't know. New York State of Mind has to make it on there, because that's like, I listen to that track almost every day, to be honest.
I'm not gonna lie, I do too.
And then
and it didn't make your top 5.
And then
yeah, but like,
I don't know. I'm either, it would be tied for like, nah, I'm gonna put Made You Look.
Made You Look?
Yeah, just because of the like hypeness again. Like, I really love Nas's hype tracks because I feel like that. Yeah, like he's got
Did
a
you
lot
hear
of.
Amy Winehouse sampled that song?
No.
Yeah, she has. If you want, I mean, I won't play it now, but it. Yeah.
No, you don't need to play it.
I won't play it now, but
Yeah.
Amy Winehouse has a cool sample.
I have something. Do you know what a blind ranking is?
No.
So blind ranking is, I'm going to give you, in this case, some of the greatest rap albums of all time.
Okay.
And you have to put them 1 through 5.
Okay.
But you don't know the order.
Okay.
Or what I'm going to tell you.
All right.
I'm going to use the restroom. I'll let you take care of it. I'm not going to intervene.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to start with, since we're talking about it, Nas, Illmatic.
And I'm putting them top 5.
Yeah, I could name an album that you think is a greater album of all time, but it's a contender.
So I have to put this somewhere in 1 through 5.
Yep.
And it's Stillmatic, you said?
Illmatic.
Oh, Illmatic. Dude, goddamn, dude. I mean, he's one of my favorite artists. That is his best album. Oh, damn. That's tough, man, because I'm not going to put it 5 or 4. I'm going to set him at 3. Oh,
that's a smart move.
I'm going to set it at 3 because it's a safe move. It deserves number 1 or number 2, but I know I know personally I'm going to have a bias with another album you're going to come up. So
okay,
I have a feeling.
So he's putting Illmatic at number 3 blindly. That's the first.
Mm-hmm.
That's what? I'd put that number 1 immediately.
That's
the safest number 1 pick. That's like
can
Michael.
be.
That's the Michael
It can
Jordan.
be.
It's like Michael Jordan, bro. Michael Jordan.
I mean, it could
Illmatic
be.
is the greatest album.
Yeah, it could be. It could be. I'm holding out for a personal bias.
Okay. So next we're gonna do Tribe Called Quest, Low End Theory.
Tribe Called Quest, Low End Theory. I hate to put this one on the low end, but that's gonna go number 5 for me.
That's
but
what you did there.
but I didn't get into Tribe until a little bit later in my hip hop digging, and then also when I did get into Tribe, I mainly listened to Q-Tip, unfortunately, because I got into Fife a little bit later as a solo artist, and I thought he was awesome and amazing.
Yeah, his solo shit's good. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, number 5.
Number 5.
Mm-hmm.
Next album is going to be Notorious B.I.G. Ready to Die.
Oh, Notorious B.I.G. Ready to Die. Honestly, this one is
Overrated?
No, fuck no. I don't think it's overrated at all.
This is either going 2 or 1.
Some people might feel a way about this, but I actually think that album's better than Illmatic. And so it's going to go number 2.
All right.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then we're going to go To Pimp a Butterfly, Kendrick Lamar.
Ooh, To Pimp a Butterfly by Kendrick Lamar. So I have 5, 3, and 2 filled.
Yep. So you just have 1 and 4.
Dude, To Pimp a Butterfly, fucking Christ. That was the album that, well, it wasn't the album that got me into Kendrick, but it was the album that solidified me as a fan.
Yeah.
I'm going to go number 1, man. It deserves those flowers. I think.
Nice. And your number 4 is Wu-Tang Clan, 36 Chambers.
I mean, it's going to be number 4. I'm not mad at the order of that list, to be honest.
What would you change?
I would put Illmatic at number 2. I'd still put Ready to Die at number 1. Wu-Tang.
I thought you thought Ready to Die was better than Illmatic.
He put Ready to Die number 1, and then Illmatic
Yeah,
2.
I would just move them up.
I
Like,
see.
And then To Pimp a Butterfly would be 3.
Yeah, 3. And then 36 Chambers probably stay at 4. And then
Trap at 5.
yeah, and then like I listened to Nas and Wu-Tang were the 2 that like, and Gangstar, like those are my 3 go-tos when people ask me like what got me into hip hop. But analytically, like listening to those albums, the influences of those albums and what they all individually did for hip hop. Biasly, I think Biggie takes number 1 over Nas, mainly because Nas didn't want that smoke. And
because Nas is a peaceful motherfucker.
Well, and he was
making himself kill.
Well, and that was it. It was bigger than the beef, and he saw something that he didn't probably want to get involved with that heavily.
He did the J. Cole.
Yeah, without having to like get on stage and apologize about shit. He he refrained from stepping into shit. You know what I mean?
He went on stage to announce Tupac's
right.
death.
Yeah. Like he was doing a show, and then they found out, and they fucking stopped the show. Yeah, and did the whole thing, and so yeah, and then number 2 being Illmatic, because that's Nas is for me my number 1 artist in hip hop that influenced me to even just write the way that I try to write, or like come at a track the way that he approached a track. I just thought was so dope. To Pimp a Butterfly, being above 36 Chambers is, most people, if they see this and see me say that, they would probably think that's fucking crazy, because I always say Wu-Tang at work and shit, and I'm always saying that stuff. Okay. And 36 Chambers is amazing, but for me personally, again, this is a lot of personal bias here, I've just gotten tired of listening to the album so much, and there's a lot of skit and interlude shit that I just don't really fuck with anymore. To Pimp a Butterfly has a lot of skit interlude shit. But it makes sense. It flows with the album.
The album is so freaking dense.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
I don't Wu-Tang 36 Chambers, as great as it is, isn't the most dense album.
Right,
it's just a bunch of dudes rapping over RZA's beats.
That's what makes it so fun.
That's what makes it so amazing.
And also too, like they brought a whole style to the forefront. You know what I mean? And they brought
it's the most replicated style. It's literally what made he made East Coast music. It's sample boom bap like Nas was, and Biggie,
they
all these guys were inspired by Wu-Tang.
Wu-Tang popularized kind of almost like the nerdy street shit too, like
lyricism,
and just not even lyricism, but like the comic book culture, the fucking the watching the cheesy samurai flicks and like kung fu flicks and stuff.
His name's Tony Stark.
Exactly. A lot of their stuff,
they're a lot of their
nerds, the whole 36 Chambers,
with Quentin Tarantino's soundtrack and shit.
Yeah, dude, exactly. Like the whole thing is exactly like, that's what I'm saying. Like it was a whole. There are their own little world inside of hip hop, and so like it's, not arguing here that it's, that it's not a dope album. I just think structurally, like, I can put on To Pimp a Butterfly and enjoy myself a little bit more, from track 1 to the last one to 36 Chambers, and that's just all 5 of those albums, though. All of them I can pull up on any given playlist I have right now. You know what I mean? That's just in my constant rotation.
Of course,
of
course.
You might pass me that notebook.
Oh yeah, go right ahead. So yeah, I think that's where like my blind rank would be. Because I didn't know which one was coming up. You know
that's
what
the
I
whole
mean?
point.
Like,
Yeah,
it's hard. It's tough. That's why I did put Illmatic in the middle, because I think for me, it's a great album to have on your team. You know what I mean? Even the top 3, if we shortened it to a top 3, Illmatic's still making it. You know what I mean? That album's not going nowhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I want to ask you to do a blind ranking now.
Yeah, let's go. Let's see what
I puzzled Chris. Now I want to puzzle you. This time I'm going to do 2000's greatest rap songs of all time. I'm going to give you some.
What? Hey ya.
That's
not a rap song, motherfucker.
5 of the greatest rap songs. No, these are gonna be rap songs. Don't.
Isn't it crazy? That's the song that most people know Outkast for. It's crazy because Outkast is like so experimental. They took so many. They were one of the most daring hip hop acts during their time, and like people know them for Hey Ya. Well, anyway, go ahead.
Okay.
It's disrespectful.
So, we're talking about Outkast. I'm gonna start with Miss Jackson. Came out in 2000.
Not my favorite Outkast song, but in terms of like the big hit songs, it's one of the best.
These are all gonna be kind of hits.
Kind of hits. I'll put this at number 2. I think that's a number 2 song.
That's I love that song.
Yeah, it's just like that's not even like the best song on that. There's so many better songs on Stankonia than that.
Oh, for sure.
What number again? Sorry.
Number 2.
Number 2. Okay, we're gonna go. Get Your Freak On, Missy Elliott.
Want me to be honest? 4.
You're leaving some room.
We're
gonna go a Millie, Lil Wayne.
3.
Ooh, no thought. He just knew that was number 3. We are gonna go. Lose Yourself, Eminem.
Oh, I want to give you a hot take. 5.
Wow,
I don't think that's a hot take.
Putting it at the end.
It's not
so
my favorite.
Number 1 is open.
Yeah.
All Falls Down.
Yeah, that is my number 1. Easy number 1. Lose
change
Yourself
any
is
of
a good song. It's a good song.
That was a great placement, man. I like that. That was
because
good.
Because there's so many better Eminem songs.
Call to Steal. I knew I was giving you that Kanye.
Speaking of Eminem, are you guys interested in doing an Eminem songs draft? Select 5 songs each.
I could be down.
All
yeah,
right.
I don't see why not.
So, because you could use a list and kind of like come up with a list. But I'm gonna start off. So we're gonna do the Eminem songs draft. I'm gonna start up with my first overall pick. I'm gonna select The Way I Am.
I am whatever you say. That one. Whatever you say I am. If I wasn't, then why would I say I am?
All right. So my next is Chris.
No, we'll go in rotation.
Okay.
And then you get 2 picks, Chris.
I'm gonna go. What did you just pick? Sorry.
I picked The Way I Am off the Marshall Mathers LP.
I'm gonna go with. Ooh, this is tough. I'm torn between a couple. Let's go. Fuck, man. There's a lot that I could do. Let's go with. I'll just take Lose Yourself.
Lose Yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I like that. So the first one off the top of my head is Soldier.
That's a good one.
Yeah. I'm a soldier off of the Curtain Call.
I love that pick.
2001, yeah.
I get another pick back to back.
And then Infinite. I
love that pick too.
Yeah, those are probably Infinite was like one of the first tracks I ever heard.
Infinite,
yeah, and that just like that album is just super fucking dope.
He sounds like Big L on that song. Like that song is literally like it's a Big L song basically.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Till I Collapse.
So you like the rock, like heavy,
Ooh, yeah.
like the workout songs, basically. Is that your favorite type of Eminem? Would you
A
say?
little bit.
So my favorite type of Eminem is
Aggression.
actually the like jokester, like Slim Shady. Like I'm gonna try to be as offensive as possible.
I
So
love
my
all
number,
that at all.
yeah, my number two is gonna be. So my number two is gonna be. So my number two is gonna be Role Models.
Interesting.
Yeah, and then number three, I'm gonna select Stan.
His like most serious song.
But Stan, it has like for me, has kind of like a twisted sense of humor. Like if you look at it, like yeah, it's kind of fucked up. But like, Eminem's kind of twisted like that. Like the whole joke is he's supposed to make you feel uncomfortable. Like that's the whole point. Like Kim, like the whole point is like I'm gonna try to make my listener, the person whoever's listening to this, as uncomfortable as possible because I'm just gonna try to shock the shit. It's like horrorcore. That's what shock value. Yeah. That's the Insane Clown Posse. Like all these Hobson.
Hobson, I love Hobson. The greatest rapper of all time.
Illmind of Hobson 4, GOAT. I sag my pants until my ass shows.
Oh, that one.
I even slap.
It's sad I know it.
Well, dude, everyone listened to Hobson. Hobson was dope.
I think you're on a limb with that take.
Well, what about the epic rap battles of history? Did you ever?
I fucked with that.
I love that.
In
We could do
middle
a draft, dude. Let's do it. What do you? Let's do a draft. That's a fun draft. All right. Anyway, go ahead.
Staying on this draft.
Staying on this.
topic,
That's a fun draft.
I'm gonna go staying in the dark region, cleaning out my closet.
Okay.
I'm
That's a great
cleaning
one.
out my closet.
Let's see. What did I write down? If I had.
Okay, off the first Slim
Yeah,
Shady.
there's some shady.
Wow, you got
LP.
some deep cuts. I love it.
Yeah, If I Had is a great one. That's just the beat, the simplicity is laid back rhyme style on it. Just the topic, like if I had $1 million, like shit. I love that. Do I get another one?
Yes.
And then Just Don't Give a Fuck.
I was gonna.
Yeah.
Oh, that was gonna be my next
Nice.
pick. I should have said that earlier. Damn it.
Yeah.
Were you guys gonna take Stan if I didn't take it, or was Stan not
Maybe,
underrated?
yeah.
I wasn't gonna take it.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I wasn't gonna take it. It's a good song. I just,
There's better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But is Stan the?
The Letters song.
Is that the one where it's Dido is in the back?
Yeah.
Two Stone Cold.
Yeah, it's very poppy.
Dude, no, it's super dope. That's a dope track, by the way.
Yeah.
Just her original track of that is
I
super
love that
cool.
song.
And
Yeah,
then the
thank you.
remix with the beat is fucking sick with the rain and everything. Yeah, no, that's a good one for sure.
I'm gonna take Mockingbird. I'm surprised it wasn't taken.
You're
earlier.
all serious songs, man. No, where's the fun? Where's the fun?
Mockingbird's a good one too, though.
It's all right. It has. I liked it more. It kind of lost.
I feel like with Eminem, that's like the fan base, though. You know what I mean? Like if you can relate to him, and so he's got so much different shit to talk about and so many different tracks that are like individualized problems, right, of growing up or something or whatever. And yeah, I don't know. Every album's chock full of them.
Of course.
So like, yeah,
that's like part of his identity.
yeah, whichever one hits your heartstrings, I guess,
Yeah. But my last two picks, my fourth pick is going to be I'm Shady. And then my fifth pick, I'm torn between the two lead singles of. Oh, number 5 is going to be My Name Is. Why haven't that? My Name Is. Yes, of course. That song's too. That was their very first session. That was Dr. Dre. He was like, I got to be for you. He came out. Oh.
Yeah.
I love the story behind that.
Dude, yeah.
Great. Go ahead. Final pick.
My final pick is gonna be When I'm Gone.
You love sad, like depressed Eminem. What the fuck?
No, it's not depressed. Till I Collapse is like a very energetic.
Yeah.
Till I Collapse and still. That was the Eminem
Mockingbird
song.
and When I'm Gone are kind of similar. Lose Yourself is also an aggressive song.
What's next? You're gonna select Haley's song?
Well, I thought it was top 5. That was my last pick.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's in top 20.
Do I have one more, or was that it? I think that would,
You have one more.
I have one more.
The final pick.
Damn, this is.
Still got Rap God out there.
I'm
Yeah.
not selecting him. Rap God's not- that
No,
beat sucks.
honestly, I'm showing
I
my
know,
age and era with him. Like I'm not gonna lie, kind of after Relapse,
Nah.
and I really kind of stopped fucking with it.
Well,
I
there's
came
The
back
Way
at
I Am.
Kamikaze.
Did someone pick The Way I Am?
That was my first overall pick, dude.
I might have to pull it off of.
Yeah, my
Let's
first pick was a
see.
serious song, but that's like the best. That is the best Eminem song. Like he's just from a rapping, technical, from like lyrical exercise. Like
I could
Like Toy Soldiers.
Toy Soldiers is great. That's an amazing one.
Kill You, the real Slim. Did we do the real Slim Shady?
I did not select that, or Without Me. We didn't select it, Without Me.
Yeah, and then like
Business,
the
we forgot.
Lose It song,
Just Lose It.
Lose It,
Like what? What's that? White America.
White America is off the
Dropped or
Eminem
Drips?
show.
Drips.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to say though, for me, just like when it comes on, I always just get down to it. Is Say What You Say with Dr. Dre. And then I'm gonna have to throw out an honorable mention. I forget the title name of it right off the top of my head, but no, it's a feature. He did a feature on the Chronic 2001.
Oh, forgot about Dre.
Yeah, I forgot about Dre.
Oh, how did you? That was
the one where he ends his verse where he says, "We can scream, I don't give a fuck, and see who means it."
Of course, what's the difference?
What's the difference? That
Yes,
one with
yeah.
Exhibit on there
Yeah,
too, dude. Oh my god, what's the difference between
while your
us?
motherfuckers playing
Yeah,
with it.
yeah.
Never knew about the next level until
Dre did it. Yeah, dude. That's
they committed, but your motherfuckers babysit.
yeah. Yeah, dude,
course.
that fucking god. So that would be my honorable mention track because it's just a feature.
Honestly,
he
I
just does
might,
a verse
I
on
might
that one.
replace that with "I'm Shady" or one of my songs because I'm thinking that's such an incredible.
Oh yeah.
Eminem was just his like unhinged, like kind of like, in my opinion,
Before we start this shit off, Dre, I got something to say. I fucking love you, dog.
He's just so unhinged. He's so like unpredictable. Like he was kind of like, even like the streets were like scared of Eminem. Like he was dangerous for not only like white America but black America too. Like they kind of like took this guy seriously.
Yeah.
As a white rapper, which you got to add respect. Like this guy had definitely had his credibility.
Oh, for sure, most definitely. Yeah, that was solid. I like that. Those were all good songs from Eminem.
Yeah, I feel like Eminem deserves to be in the top 10 of rappers of all time.
Oh, most definitely. He's not out of the discussion. He's not out.
I know
of it.
with every trash album he releases, it's starting to diminish his.
Yeah, I would say
reputation.
when we start to split the lists here, like he's definitely top 10 lyricists. Like homies will destroy you, and that's proven time and time again. Like you can have better Bobs, MGK, all these other people.
And if you just take your time and just like
like
dissecting his lyrics and looking at his wordplay and like the multi-syllabic, I don't even know like all the rap terms, but like all those like little rap things that all these rap double entendres.
He does it all. That's the thing. He does it all. And whether it's simple. He makes something that isn't simple sound simple, and then he makes something that sounds hard to do sound simple.
I think it's crazy that he uses his flow almost becomes like his beats are so like simple, so like his flow almost becomes like more bigger than the beat. That like he could basically make any beat sound incredibly good just based off how good he raps over it.
Right, and then he, in my opinion, he's got trash albums, and he's got just, none of the songs from Eminem, in my opinion, I'm listening to in the club, I'm dancing to, I'm trying to vibe on that kind of end. I'm not putting Eminem on before, like, while I'm on a date with my lady or something,
course,
you know what I mean? Like, it has its time and place. So, like, I think when we split the list, he's a great lyricist, top 10 lyricist for sure. Now, like, top 10 artists, hip-hop artists, I don't know about that.
I'll give you this. Eminem might have one of the best hip hop runs ever one of the best runs in hip hop with the Slim Shady, Eminem, Marshall Mathers LP, and then Eminem's show.
Yeah.
That 3-album run, in my opinion, is as good as any. I could put that up with any 3-album run in all of hip hop, and I think it's
for sure. Those albums stormed the world. Yeah, no, it definitely deserves his flowers. Being in the discussion of tops, I think he deserves a spot. I just don't know where that spot for me personally would be, because do I think he's a better lyricist than most of the people that I listen to? Hands down. But does he have better albums? No. Not at all.
No.
Like, and there's no arguing that. And that's like the thing with like the Nas and Jay-Z thing. Like Jay-Z.
Let's talk about this. Jay-Z has much better albums than Nas.
Yep, exactly. exactly.
Do you agree with me?
No, I totally agree with you. I think
really?
Jay-Z's production was hands down better. If you were to ask like 19-year-old Chris, me and you would have I would have been like, no, fuck no, Team Nas all the way. You know what I mean?
Because Nas had
but
probably because Nas is a better rapper. I am not going
right,
to
exactly,
argue that.
exactly. He's a better lyricist.
Better
for sure,
lyricist, and
you know?
the content he talks about is more like social. It's more important.
You could
to
feel
the
the soul in it.
You could feel, there's artsier in a way.
Yeah, Jay-Z, sometimes I'm not going to lie. When I
Jay-Z
listen to
goes for
Jay-Z,
commercial.
dude, he sounds flat, and it's because he doesn't care about what he's saying.
I think it is in his whole
he just
career.
knows it's going to make him another million.
He's always he's always going to be about his the business first. So he's going to try to make accessible songs. Even back how good as good as his first album was, like he had songs in like Eddie Murphy movies and like at that time, and like he was still like already like making his name in the commercial end. So like he just kind of rode that wave and became one of the most commercial rappers.
Yeah.
Ever.
And billionaire in hip hop, like just in hip hop alone, like he made $1 billion and invested, and now is that's why he got the name CEO of hip hop, because he's an amazing businessman, and he's had his ups and downs, and he did it, and so like now as I'm older, like I can see Jay-Z and give him the respect and flowers he deserves. Younger me would have been like, nah, fuck that dude, crash and burn.
Jay-Z and Cockefeller Records.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel that way about Rockefeller still, you know what I mean? I don't really care for that,
Crazy.
Diddy and all them. Like I was just like,
Diddy
whatever,
was bad boy. Diddy was bad boy.
Yeah.
But Rockefeller had like Freeway, Young Guns.
Yeah.
None of them really did anything. Like no one. The only one that hit was Kanye.
Yeah, and Freeway's dope. I like Freeway. They pulled him out of Tampa, right? Isn't Freeway from
Freeway's
Tampa?
from Philly, actually. He has a song called, I think his album's called Philadelphia Freeway.
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
he's a Philly guy.
Yeah, I don't know why I always thought he was from Tampa for some reason. Anyways, yeah, I think Freeway's dope. Like he's got some cool features with people back in the day, but like again, another artist that I don't listen to like his albums. You know what I mean? I know him for a few things here and there.
Did you have like a hip hop label that you like ride or die for, like a big?
Not really, dude. No. To be honest, nah. I look at like it's kind of funny, but I look at like hip hop labels like sports franchise teams or for sports. I kind of do too,
like because if you're in a label, you're kind of like with that camp, so you're obviously gonna have songs with collaborations amongst it, so they're all gonna come from a similar sound. Like Odd Future, I consider it like its own like little posse,
right? Mellow Music Group. I was with for really rode with them for a long time. It's like that's a great pick. YU, Fat Cat, all
Odyssey.
Those cats, Odyssey.
We gotta listen.
But then Odyssey split off. He started doing his own thing, independent, got away from Mellow. Mellow Music Group has a presence actually out here in between, in the Southwest. They got a headquarters either out here in Phoenix or down in Tucson. I can't remember exactly. Yeah, it's somewhere. And I've actually rocked with some artists previously in previous years who are now either working with Mellow or like working with some kind of contract with them and stuff, like maybe not exactly signed to him yet. Shout out to and correct me if I'm wrong on this, crowd and internet people out there if this goes out, but shout out to Cash Lansky. I'm pretty sure he signed Mellow Music Group, and he's local Phoenix artist out here. Yeah, and he's super dope. You should check him out. Cash Lansky is amazing. But anyways, the topic of Jay-Z and Nas, again, like I give him this flowers now because I've gotten more mature about that beef, and Nas is an amazing lyricist, but it was like the Cannabis thing, dude. Cannabis is an amazing lyricist, but Jesus Christ, could you have picked a better beat sometimes? You know what I mean? Like, God.
Even
dude,
Eminem, I had a problem.
Dude, that's almost every Eminem song for me now. Is like, dude, you're so dope, but like that beat is
you have access
unnecessarily whack.
You have unlimited access to any type of production you could choose. You could pick guys, Madlib. You could have picked like I wanted to talk about like dream like team ups. One of my dream team ups. How come there was never an Eminem J Dilla collab? Both Detroit.
Right. Both Detroit.
I don't know. Eminem never got into soul music, but like he's such a great rapper that he could be a chameleon and rap over.
Well, and then I think it was just the trajectory of things at the time and stuff. Like J Dilla was going down his own path. Eminem was, out of Detroit, but like really got picked up by the West Coast. Like Dr. Dre took him in, and then like
even 50 Cent got picked up by the West Coast.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So it kind of like I just feel like their trajectories just never really crossed paths in a way that like would have worked for them in their careers and futures. Unfortunately, J Dilla died. You know what I mean?
It was unfortunate.
Rest in peace. But those would have been dream collabs for sure, man. Like that would have been amazing. A Jay Dilla. And I think it would have challenged Eminem too. I think that's one thing that I think, again, when we talk about the greatest artists and stuff to do it, I put him in the greatest lyricist because hands down, he went toe to toe with some of the goats, with lyricism like Cannabis and stuff
Renegade.
like that. Huh?
Renegade.
Yeah. He's got his flowers there, but when it comes to like bops and like shit that you're bumping and it gives you, I don't know, like when it comes to like a different sound, like it's
not for me.
Same thing over and over again. You know what I mean? He just loses traction because it's just like, all right.
Real Slim Shady, I think, is an all-time bop. I think if I put on Real Slim Shady, that goes crazy.
Yeah.
Or like a Without Me.
Yeah,
like
that's its time and place.
Well, Without Me's on the Eminem show, right?
Yes.
And that's kind of a divisive album. A lot of people, like hip-hop heads, like,
you really think so? I think that's
I love that album.
I think that's a very loved. I think it didn't get I think it got divisive on Encore. That's an album that not a lot of people liked because it had like Just Lose It. It had like Puke. What was the song? Mush? I forgot. I haven't heard of that album in a while.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of want to do something fun with you here, Chris.
What's that?
I want to play a little Take It or Leave It.
Okay, let's go.
I'm going to give you some rap albums that are kind of divisive. It's like either
divisive.
Divisive.
Dividends.
Anyways, some albums that people either love or hate.
Okay, so we're taking it or leaving it. I got it.
Yeezus, Kanye West.
Why do we got to start here? Fuck. How many are you gonna give me? How many albums are you giving me?
I'm just gonna rattle off.
I don't really know to be honest, man, I'm just gonna go with my gut here. I'm not even gonna second guess this shit. Leave it.
All right.
I would have taken it.
Leaving it.
Mm-hmm.
It's grown on me.
I'm gonna go Deltron 3000.
30.
Take it. I'm taking that one.
He's taking it.
Easy.
Gotta go Del LaFunca, Hope and Sapien.
Just for that one track, I'll take that whole album.
Which one? Oh, what's your track?
The title track of it.
Oh, Mastermind is my shit.
What about the Money Store, Death Grips?
Money Store, Death Grips? I don't know this one. I'm not this
one. I'm glad you brought that up. This album is like very alternative rap. Jeff might know this.
Jeff probably would.
But
Jeff,
it's like very experimental.
Yeah.
It's not appealing, honestly.
Jeff would probably know this because that's Jeff's
Leave it. It's not
field,
traditional.
like,
leave it.
Leave it. Probably leave
I'd probably. I don't know though because I might take it. I mean, if it's got any like, how experimental are we talking? Like, what are we talking more like?
Extreme experimental. Should I just play you a song?
Yeah, play him a
Yeah, just a snippet real quick. I'd like to see. We're question mark this one right now while you look it up. Keep going though.
We're gonna go Mad Villain.
Take it. Yeah, that's an easy choice.
Any MF Doom, I'll take it.
I'm gonna go the Eminem Show.
Eminem Show, I'm taking that one. That's my favorite Eminem album. Yeah, that's my guilty pleasure for Eminem.
What song were you talking about?
The Money Store.
Money Store.
Death Grips. How about we'll go Blueprint 2, Jay-Z.
The Blueprint 2?
I'm gonna leave Blueprint 2.
Yeah, that album's not that good, dude. He sampled Fantasy off, the Earth, Wind, and Fire track.
Play Get Got. That's like example of this album.
This is we good.
Right.
We good.
Right now, I'm
one of
playing
my
Chris, The Fever by Death Strips. Yeah.
I'd probably leave it, but I'm not opposed to like listening to it and digesting some of it. But like right off the rip, like I'd just leave it.
You know this one, Get Gaga. This is the one you know.
Bro, this is like their most popular song.
This song has potential for house music.
See that? Yeah. If it gets a little more like that, I'm down with this. This is very
industrial.
No,
That's
it reminds me of like Cardi's coming out with right now.
It reminds me of like something like maybe like Troy Boy and Boombox Cartel had a baby and like got a feature from somebody, a rapper. You know what I mean? Like that, but it's cool. I like it. I think it's tight where it's gone. But I wouldn't like the take it or leave it for me. I always put on myself on like a desert island. You know what I mean? Because it's like I'm gonna.
Well, what about Lil Wayne, the Carter 3?
Lil Wayne, the Carter 3.
That's a take it all day long.
That is a take it. I am gonna take that one. I will say that I got into Wayne way late. way past the time.
Was he too commercial for you?
No, it wasn't even really that. It was just I just wasn't really hanging out with a bunch of people that were listening to Lil Wayne. You know what I mean? And a lot of my music influence just comes around from, my environment. So I never went out of my way when I did hear him. And then the stuff that I did hear, I liked. But yeah, it was just like radio hits. You know what I mean? Yeah. Stuff that I would hear on the radio. And I'd be like, oh, that's chilling. But I never really associated him with hip hop like that, until I got till like somebody was like, yo, listen to this. And I listened to it and I was like, oh, shit. Okay. So I'm still discovering it. I'm going to take it because that is one of the albums that made me start listening to him more, for sure.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to quiz you next with The Heist, Macklemore.
I'm gonna leave it. I'm just not a Macklemore fan, to be honest. Like,
Fair
he's
enough.
cool. He's cool for what he tried to do. I like his messagery and stuff. Like, hell yeah, ball out at the thrift store, dog. Do it all day. But as like, I don't know. For me, it's just too corny. Like, that's just my opinion.
Let me throw out just a couple more. Shadow of the Sun, Brother Ali.
Oh yeah, all day I'm taking that.
That's a great album.
Yeah, Brother Ali. I listen to Brother Ali a lot, actually. I've seen him actually at 191 Tool in Tucson a couple times. He actually goes to the Tuck a lot.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How about when life gives you lemons, you paint that shit gold, Atmosphere? You ever heard that?
Not my favorite album from Atmosphere. I'll take it. But it's not my favorite album from Atmosphere, but it is damn good.
What about Tyler the Creator, Goblin?
Taking
Leave
that.
it.
I'm taking that.
That's weak. That's weak, Tyler.
I mean, you're giving me Tyler, and I like Tyler, so I'm taking it.
What about Logic, Under Pressure?
Oh, man.
That's a good one.
If you would give me The Incredible True Story, I'll take it.
You don't like Under Pressure?
I do. I just think Incredible True Story is my favorite.
So you're going to leave it?
No, I'll take it. I'm going to take it. Yeah, I like Logic.
What about Childish Gambino, Camp?
Oh, that's a fun one.
That's a tough one.
It's a corny. Honestly, it does not age well. It did not.
Yeah.
Age well. There's a lot of songs that, like, Kids.
Yeah. What do you mean, Kids?
There's a song called Kids.
Oh, yeah. See, no, I'm going to leave it.
What about Nas Untitled?
Oh, the Hard R album.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah.
Did you know that? Yeah.
It's not my favorite again, dude, but you're finally giving me some Nas, so it's kind of that was a great catch. I'm gonna leave it for right now. Yeah, maybe if there's another Nas album that you mentioned that comes up, I might take it. But
I'm just gonna finish with one more.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna take Nas then. I'm gonna take at least that Untitled album.
Last one I'm gonna do is Drake, Views.
You leave it.
Leave it.
I just don't. Again, I just don't listen to Drake enough, and I don't really care to listen to Drake enough. And I don't like. I see the respect, and I'll give him the respect as a hip hop artist. But like, if we're gonna call him a hip hop artist, he's nowhere near the top, and he's nowhere near. None of his albums, in my opinion, are anywhere near anything top tier hip hop. If we were talking like hip hop pop albums, fuck yeah, then we can start talking about Drake more often. But yeah.
Do you listen to hip hop pop like that?
Not really, no. You know what I mean? So again, it's another field that I'm pretty biased against and I haven't studied enough of yet to really like give a true honest opinion. But personal opinion, I just don't really care for it. Okay. I can't see Drake and him being like do some tough guy rapping shit and then like
it does not
I can't
well.
It doesn't sell for me. I can't buy into it. So if I can't buy into it, I'm probably not gonna
to like pull off the tough guy.
Yeah.
He could pull off the soft for chicks, but he can't pull off like, oh, I'm gonna be like more gangster than because the way he does it, he's into Drake.
I just feel like, and I know this is probably just some like male hubris shit or whatever, but like I just feel like if you're gonna say some shit, like if you're gonna rap about being a rapper and being tough and hard, like I don't buy into it. Like if I think I can beat that rapper up in a fist fight, like I don't believe you. Like, oh, I pulled a gun. Like, okay, dude, I don't think you did. I don't think you sold drugs. I don't think you did any of these things. I'm not saying that Drake specifically is saying that he's done that, but any of that stereotypical hard hip hop shit that everybody tries to do.
You don't think
like,
of the rumors about him killing X?
I mean, maybe, sure, could be. I don't know. Like,
that seems pretty slime.
Yeah, it's pretty slime, and he could be slimy. You know, he seems like he could be a slimy kind of guy. But that doesn't mean that, like, you know, anybody can pull a trigger.
Are we talking classical music now?
Ba-dun, 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 ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-do. Is this the beat? Are we gonna just jump in right now? We live? Are we doing it?
I like to introduce to you Rhythmatic.
Hey, thanks, man. Yeah. No introduction needed. I ain't gonna leave you bleeding. I'm here for peaceful treaties and a treatment agreement. I'm smoking that loud, I'm smoking that lie. I'ma roll it up and put it all up in your eye, so you can just squint back and never really see me. Your ninja in mask, it's all black and dark in fact. And I'ma be in the alley, and I'ma be that cool cat. Show you like, I'ma be something like, 1 second. Fucking when we switch the track, I'ma have to get it back. I'ma have to never relax and attack and get you with the fangs. And I'ma grip and mange, I'm deranged. I'll show you that my brain is something insane. But I try to keep it simple and keep the ripple going, so I can pass the mic, man. It's just me, you're toning. So I'ma have to bring it home and show you where the heart is. And I'ma have to bring the soul like the bottom of my Reeboks or Adidas or Nikes, whatever's on my feet, so I can keep the cipher complete. That's what it is. Shout out to Mac and Nas and DJ Premier and fucking Redman for blessing me with this shit in my ear. Oh, yeah. Alright. Yeah. Gangstar, DJ Premier, Guru, Ballhead Slick. Yo. Check it. Yo, it's Rhythmatic. I ain't never laxin', I ain't never lying, nah, I ain't never capping. I don't even wear 'em shit, well I'll be chillin', and I just wanna have something around my wrist and necklace, so I can show you where the neck is, and then I'm protecting, like Wu-Tang told me, so I'ma have to inspect the deck, kid, so I'ma show you where we at with the ones and twos, improve and keep the groove, something that is I'ma do, fuck it, yo. Brain fart, but I'ma keep it real smart. Show you that the page is art and keep it blank so I can grab a pen and stroke. So I'ma have a stroke, something I'ma get eloped and have a kid and build a family, teach them the lessons. Drop these jewels, 12 of them, man, keep it progressing. How you wanna see me get back? It's the mathematics concepting. I gonna count my ones to the camels never breaking, fuck it. So I'ma carry the hump and leave you with lumps. I got 8 knuckles, man, I'm fisty like bumps. And I'm a nucky like what? And I'ma show you like and I'ma have to get it back and keep it all up in funk. I got that Q&A around the trunk, you could catch it, but fucking never packing something in your peaceful habits. So I'ma have to show you that I'ma never try to be tragic, but if you have to come against me, motherfucker, I ain't laxin'. And that's just what it is. Rhythmatic divine essence, shout out to the kids. PHX, AZ, New Mex, that's where it is. Silver City, homebrew, fucking green chili kids. That's it.
Thank
That's
you
what I
so
got right
much,
now.
man. That was so amazing, man.
Hey, thanks, dude. I appreciate it.
Bro.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
That was fun.
Yeah.
I haven't done that in a little while.
That was beautiful, man.
Yeah.
That was so dope, man. You're on flow. You like even if you like go off, you can find your way to get back on.
Yeah.
It's just like improv, man. It's just beautiful to watch, man. Seeing you doing that on your feet, like coming up with rhymes in your head. I just seeing that live is just such a beautiful thing.
Sweet,
I
appreciate
it's an honor.
that.
It really is an honor, dude.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. It's a lot of fun. Freestyling is hard. Like, and I tip my hats to all those MCs out there who are just monsters with that. Like, just can take a beat and just, they don't stop for like, dude, I know some cats who can go for like hours, and it's like, I feel like I can in a cypher, you know what I mean? But like when you're like put on the spot and you're just like, yo, go, you know, like it's a skill, man. It's a skill for sure. A lot of people can't do that shit.
And speaking of just like going, Black Thought on Funkmaster Flex.
Yeah.
Of course.
10 minutes long.
Yes,
yeah.
absolutely.
I would like to say like my, so like I think a topic here for that would be great would be like breaking down like what freestyling means, what like it means in different venues or avenues, right? So like there's what I just did, right? You play a beat all off the top of the dome, nothing's pre-written, you know, I'm not trying to pull anything from my head that's pre-written. And then you have the freestyling where it's like you have the pre-written verse, you're just going to spit that verse over any beat necessarily, you know. And I feel like that's what a lot of people do on those talk shows, on those you know, like Sway and Tech or Hot 97, you know, is they come in with something that's already written, and that is okay. I just think there needs to be like, people need to understand that distinction. So for people out there listening, that is a distinction of freestyling. Like sometimes people go in and just freestyle writtens, and sometimes people go in and they're just literally going off the top of their head. Maybe
like Harry Mack.
Like Harry Mack, exactly. Harry Mack is a perfect example
or Black
of that.
Thought even. Like,
yeah, Black Thought even too. You know, there was, correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I do feel like he did say in some regard that most of that 10 minutes or 12 minutes, however long that video is, of him just fucking going off like a monster that he is. No, it wasn't written. Like actually, like only like, I think he said like 40% of it or something was like written, but it wasn't like written for a purpose of freestyling. You know what I mean? He's just drawing back to shit that he wrote, which is what we do as artists, you know, like
callbacks.
Yeah, exactly. Like as I'm vomiting out whatever words are coming out in that moment, my thought process is now scrambling for the next few bars, you know, concept to get out and formulate in my head in that split second, right? So like sometimes we'll just reach in our bag, you know what I mean, and just pull out from the verses, you know, and lines and whatnot. So like with his interview on that freestyle, like most of it was really off the top of his dome. And then like if you listen to him, you know, like if you listen to the Roots a lot or listen to Black Thought a lot, like you can catch where he's like, oh, I've heard him say that before, you know what I mean? Like, but that's just anything that's like, I don't know, like that's just freestyling in a nutshell, really. Like you're gonna pull off of shit you've done before in the moment, you know.
There's been so many like quote unquote freestyles that people do,
right,
that they would, it's a verse from a song,
right? Exactly.
And, like it's fine, it's
just it's played over an acoustic version, or maybe it wasn't like rehearsed, you know, and that is a form of freestyle, you know. So
it's typically over a beat that everyone knows.
But no, yeah, that's like, I think Black Thought for sure is one of those MCs who can just fucking take a beat in a microphone, dude, and just, it's over, dude. You're never getting it back.
He's like one of the only rappers to have just a full-on jazz band right behind him, just like playing. You have a live instrumentation everywhere you go.
I forgot what year it was, but I saw them live, the Roots, here in Arizona for like the state fair or something, you know. It was like a Maricopa fair or something, or the state fair for Arizona. It was down here in Phoenix, and one of the fairgrounds, and they were playing, and dude, that presence, their whole band is amazing, man. They had a tuba player, and they like called him Tuba Gooding Jr., you know. I thought that was amazing. Like, that's hilarious. Yeah, it's just like super fun, man. They have a lot of, and the cool thing was too is that he didn't, like, Black Thought as Black Thought, I'm sure he's, you know, he's just his standalone, but then like when he's with the Roots, like, man, there was like a whole, I don't know how long, but like a good 20-30 minutes of just the band jamming with each other, while Black Thought was just like either getting his stuff together or just having fun, you know. He wasn't even really like doing much. He was just like hyping the crowd up and like spitting some freestyles or something, or just jamming out with them, you know, as a lyricist, you know. And I was just like, dude,
I feel like they do that like
so fun.
When you're playing, when you're in a band, I feel like you're just constantly just jamming out. Like, that's what you do. That's like, that's your career.
Yeah, there was they played what is that song? The Tonto, Jump On It.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, that was originally I mean, that became a Sugar Hill Gang song, so definitely was a pioneer in hip hop. Right. So that's why that song was I could see why they played a song like that.
And you had the Tuba Gooding Jr. is just up there with his too, and this dude's athletic as hell, man. You know what I mean? It's a tuba. He's wearing a full on tuba, you know, and like he's just doing the dance to the Tonto song, like, and jumping around, you know, and fucking like just wailing on this tuba, you know what I mean?
So like, about the Roots, is it true that Scott Storch used to be a member of the Roots? Is that true?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's
Jack?
Information I don't have.
Yes, in the early years.
Okay.
I'll get.
So Scott Storch is like a big hip hop producer, not hip hop, but like pop producer.
I'd say hip hop.
He worked with Dr. Dre.
Yeah. I would say a lot, like a lot of those big producers, Dr. Dre, and just big producers in general, whether they've started in hip hop,
Timbaland.
I definitely don't feel they're still just there. You know what I mean? Like they've covered so much genre ground,
Yes.
that like it's hard to be like, yeah, that's a hip hop producer now. Like they're just a producer,
Yeah.
Like,
Well, Scott Storch started with the Roots,
okay, yeah.
hip hop based group in Philadelphia,
Mm-hmm.
and it's kind of controversial his like opinion on like
Really?
leaving the Roots. It's because he felt like they were racist towards him
Oh,
as a white guy, but that's a really like challenging take to have.
yeah.
I feel like
I mean-
that's why a lot of people like combat that.
Yeah, I mean, and I feel like my opinion on that is that that's if they were racist towards him, that's very unfortunate, and like giving him the cold shoulder just because he's white or whatever, it's just making like isolating him and
That's
alienating
basically
him.
what it was. Kind of
know.
cold
It's
shoulder
it's
treatment.
hypocritical because
Yeah.
how black people are in society being marginalized, and they're treating white people the same way.
Yeah, and it's like on a an outside perspective of it, because I'm not black, so I don't really know. I'm not all white either though, so like I don't really know that either. So it's I think that's experiential to the person and to those people. So like I think, and when I say those people, I mean to those two people, black or the Roots and what's his name, Scott
Storch.
Scott Storch. It's very personal to them and whatnot, and experiential to them as far as like what they went through. So
Okay.
yeah, I don't know. It's like Lauryn Hill, you know what I mean? Being like kind of racist towards her fan group, you know what I mean? Being like, if you're white and you like me, like I don't really approve, and it's
She has a huge white audience.
Right.
Huge white audience.
right, exactly. And that's that whole like I can with certain artists, I can definitely, with most artists, I feel like I can separate the art from their artist, kind of thing. Like I don't know if I ever actually would like to meet Black Dot. Like it would be cool in a hip hop way, like if I got to meet him in a hip
But you
hop
don't
way.
want to
Or
meet your legends.
yeah, you don't want to meet your legends. I don't know. He could not like me because I'm not black. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, no, that's a very real thing. You know what I mean? Like, he might just see another, Hispanic looking guy and be like, oh, here's another young dude in hip hop or something, like taking up room. I don't know. I don't know this man. So, like, that's the hard part. And until he comes out and publicly says and like draws definitive lines, it's hard to be like, yeah, this dude's gonna be biased towards me. But I do feel that. I do think that is there. You know what I mean? I definitely do feel that double standard is there in music, and in almost all art. So
Yeah. You want to know a few notable tracks by Mr. Scott Storch?
yeah, let's do it.
So, Naughty Girl by Beyonce, Cry Me a River, Justin Timberlake,
Okay.
50 Cent, Candy Shop. You
Oh.
got
Okay.
Me, The Roots, Erykah Badu.
Oh, dude, you got me. It's great.
Wait, that was Scott Storch?
Yep,
Damn.
still Dre.
Still Dre. I know that
Still
one.
Dre.
I didn't really.
Lean
Holy
Back,
shit.
Terror Squad, Run It, Chris Brown.
I could see Lean
Give Me
Back.
That, Chris Brown.
Huh.
Baby Boy, Beyonce and Sean Paul.
No, he was all over the industry.
Yeah, no, that's great. Yeah.
His
He's
issue
just a
was he was
producer.
100 millionaire and blew it all.
Yeah. Yeah, well, a lot of people get rich quick or get rich and don't know what to do with it. That's also like on some old, like, I don't know. I feel like when you come up with whatever means you come up with, when you hit your first, like how Mac Miller said on Good AM, he was like, when I first made $100,000, I thought I was the shit, you know what I mean? Thought I was a king, like, yeah, dude, like $100,000 to people that are on that level ain't shit, you know what I mean? But when you never had $100,000 at one time in your lap before and it's yours, you know what I mean? Like, you're gonna go buy some silly shit, you know what I mean? You're probably gonna go ball out for a bit and not understand that you're coming from a mentality that doesn't know what to do with surplus of money, all at one time. So I give him the benefit of the doubt. He's dumb for doing that, but it's like, I'm not gonna sit here and say that if I got a quick 100 mil,
But yeah.
50 of it's gone
You
right
had to
away.
type that?
I don't know. I didn't want to interrupt Chris's flow.
No, you're good.
I typed out, can I hit your vape?
I love. You can ask me too. I got a vape as well. So.
Oh, lit.
Yeah. Oh, at least for this.
Is that a weed boy?
No, it's not. Oh, you're looking for that. Gotcha. A weed boy? Is that a weed one? Oh, may I as well?
Pass it around town. Is that the case?
I think he's okay with it. I think.
Nabong, would you cool if he hits it?
Yeah, no problem.
Oh, yeah.
What do
Hey,
you
you
looking
let
up?
me hit?
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
of course.
I just like to ask. Let's be courteous.
Hey, if we ever get monetized, we can't have marijuana in the. I don't really want marijuana and vaping in the. If we're getting monetized, because that's.
What, you don't want to be a JRE type?
We could be Joe Rogan, but like.
Don't you want to be the relatable hang? You don't think most people are smoking and drinking?
Yeah, but I want to. Okay, fine. Then smoke and drink, whatever. I don't
Hey,
care.
this is your guys', so whatever you guys tell me to do, I'm doing it.
For
I
real.
feel like if we have a guest on, those are fun.
Okay.
Drink and smoke, but with us two, we'll keep it buttoned down.
All right. I want to give you another top 5 of mine. Do you know Jay-Z that well?
Yeah, not
Yeah.
as well as I should.
Not as well as you should. Jay-Z, what would you say?
I would say I'm learning more, but I'm not
Okay.
as versed as I would like to be. Yeah.
Okay, let me throw out some honorable mentions here. I'm going to say Dead Presidents 2.
Okay.
December 4th off the Black Album. Izzo, The Evils, Feeling It.
Yeah,
Can't
Feeling
Knock-
It's
yeah,
amazing.
Can't
Feeling
Knock
It's
the
great.
Hustle.
Can't Knock the Hustle is a great one.
Renegade.
I like
Empire State of Mind, and then Story of OJ. Okay, so my top 5. Number 5 is 444.
Okay.
444. That's the
Yeah.
thesis statement. That was that's a big track in Jay-Z's career, and I love that song. That soul sample is just beautiful. Number 4, Kanye bias, so I'm gonna pick Encore.
Okay. Yeah.
He did that beat. You ever listen to Linkin Park?
Yeah. Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
so
fuck
you're,
yeah.
you know you're Linkin
I love
Park.
Linkin Park.
Wait,
dude.
really?
Yeah.
Dude, we did a Linkin Park draft.
Yeah, I love Linkin Park. Linkin Park and the fucking mashup album. What was it called?
Reanimation.
Reanimation.
You already did like hip hop like
Yeah.
beats.
Oh,
yeah,
loved
shit's
that,
sick.
dude.
That's awesome, bro.
I
Yeah.
hate that album.
What?
Oh, I don't know, man.
Because Hybrid Theory was
Of course.
yeah, right. And then they had what was the one?
Meteora.
Meteora. So it was Hybrid Theory, Reanimation, Meteora,
Midnight.
Minutes to Midnight.
Minutes to Midnight.
But before that, they had the Jay-Z collab.
Yeah.
So that was my discovery of. I actually discovered Jay-Z through that. And it was
That's
Encore.
actually got me listening to Jay-Z, because I knew of him and I would listen to Jay-Z only so I could talk shit and say Nas was better. And then because I also love Linkin Park, right?
Well, Linkin Park was like my first artist I ever got into. Period.
Oh,
I mean,
wow.
that's not
Okay.
really fair to compare Nas's works to that shitty song with Linkin Park.
It's a good song.
Yeah.
Okay, don't disrespect.
I disagree with you. I think it's a good song. And I'm not comparing it to Nas's work, but I would say that album with Jay-Z was the reason that I got into Jay-Z. Was because
I agree.
was
Same
like,
way.
I loved Linkin Park so much that I wasn't going to listen to it. You know what I mean? So like, Linkin Park, man, thanks for getting me into Jay-Z.
Yeah, thank you.
Rest in
I
peace,
agree.
Chester. Appreciate you,
Yeah,
man.
rest in peace, Treasure. But Encore, as much as I love that Encore, and that's what got me into Jay-Z, the original beat by Kanye is just like, that's just like Kanye's brilliant, like, just Kanye brilliance. Number 3 is Threat. That's a Ninth Wonder beat. If you ever heard it, dope ass song.
Yeah, I might have to listen to that one again, dude.
I'll send it in the group chat.
Yeah.
Number 2 is Heart of the City off Blueprint, another Kanye beat, just gonna be Kanye biased. And my favorite Jay-Z song is Brooklyn's Finest with Biggie Smalls.
Nice. Okay.
So that's like, that song is like the best Jay-Z song. I will stand by that till the day I die.
Hell yeah.
It's my top 5. It's a good top 5. Yeah, Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Of course, you're gonna think it's a good top 5.
I think it's a good top 5, but that's just because I don't know Jay-Z well enough to
it.
really have a top 5.
Because
song,
I don't
right?
have the bigger hits. I'm not gonna have Big Pimpin'. I'm not gonna have Empire State of Mind or like Paris or
right.
But
What song? Paris? What song is that?
Paris.
It's just called Paris. I don't know.
It's
that
just
song.
called Paris.
Yeah.
Never heard Paris? With Jay-Z and Kanye?
Oh, I think I know the song. I don't think that's.
But also, how motherfuckers gotta find me? It's called
Yeah.
Paris.
Yeah, just Paris.
Just Paris.
Is that the?
Yeah, that's Paris.
Yeah, that's Paris. Yeah.
Um,
That's a good one. I like that one.
I'm trying to think of one. Wu-Tang. Want to do my like original Wu-Tang?
Let's go.
Okay.
I love me some Wu.
So this is the original Wu-Tang
Yeah.
run. I didn't include Beneath the Surface. I didn't include Supreme Clientele. Like
Yeah,
I just
let's
did.
not do their solo or like duo.
I did do solo.
projects.
I did do solos. So
Oh,
I did.
solos. Okay.
So I did the Wu-Tang original era, which is from 1993 to 1997.
Okay.
So I'm gonna include the albums from
36
Chambers, Iron Man, Ty-Cal, Only Built for Cuban Links, Liquid Swords, ODB's album, and then Wu-Tang Forever.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So my top 5 favorite Wu-Tang songs.
Wait, when did the W drop?
That was after.
Was it after?
Yeah, it was like 2000.
Oh, was it? Yeah, that was, huh?
Yeah,
That
so
was
that-
like in the beginning of 2000. Fuck.
Okay.
All
So I'm gonna do some honorable mentions. Triumph is an
No,
honorable
just
mention.
do the list first, and then the honorables after.
Well, it's more fun because you
No, but then you spoil the list. Then we kind of narrow down all the songs.
All right. Number 5 is Tears off 36 Chambers.
Great.
Number 4 is Bring the Pain, Method Man.
Are you just doing anyone in Wu-Tang Clan, or does it have to
It
be
has to
under-
be from the original Wu-Tang run. So that's
Yeah.
why I did
93 to 97.
Okay.
Number 3 is going to be Brooklyn Zoo by ODB. Number
Respect.
2 is Bible Basic Instructions Before Leaving
That's
Earth
a
by
great
Jizza.
one.
And number 1 is Protect Your Neck by Wu-Tang.
Yeah. All right. I like it. Run that list one more time.
Tears,
Mm-hmm.
Bring the Pain,
Mm-hmm.
Brooklyn Zoo,
Mm-hmm.
Bible,
Mm-hmm.
and then Protect Your Neck.
Damn, that's a good list.
I
That's a
left
damn
out
good list.
Guillotine. Is that Guillotine?
Guillotine, yeah.
I left out obviously
off Cream?
Cream. I left off
Cream.
Triumph,
I mean, there's a lot of
Left
them.
Shadow
off Method
Boxing,
Man?
Yeah.
Criminology.
You left off MHTAOD, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's my personal top 5.
Okay.
I'm sure you guys have very different top 5s from me, but I think Protect Your Neck is the best Wu-Tang song.
Shame on
Interesting.
blank you left
Yeah.
off.
Because that's the one with all the members. Like all
Yeah.
members have their time to shine, and it's just a dope beat, and it's like the fact that was their first song, and like it kind of like started off the whole Wu-Tang
Yeah.
like craze.
Master Killer almost didn't make it on that song.
Clan in the front.
Wow.
Claim in the front, yeah.
Oh man. Okay. So, damn, that's tough, dude. I know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Liquid Swords. I mean, Cold World. Like if you
Yeah.
investigative reports.
Just a gravel pit.
I mean, Beneath the Surface is great. You know what I mean? Fucking that whole album, front to back, is fucking.
Hey,
Goddamn.
I need to add that to the list. Beneath the Surface. I don't know that album that well.
Oh, dude, that's one of Jizza's finest albums, in my opinion. Like, Beneath the Surface is. I wish Jizza actually had a full solo album, though. You know what I mean? That would have been dope. Like, I feel every solo album he had a lot of features on all of them.
Yeah,
you
but
know?
that's Wu-Tang. They like featuring
Yeah.
each other.
I mean, there's 9 members. You know, it's
Yeah.
kind of hard not to. Like, somebody's got
I mean, the
go
one
somewhere.
who does the solo shit the most is
Yeah.
probably Ghostface. He has a lot of solo material. A lot.
So, let me find the title of the track, because it's a Jizza track. It's off of Beneath the Surface, but it's not Beneath the Surface. Is it Publicity? Yeah, it's Publicity. That would be the...
Also, I would honorable mention if we're gonna go outside the original era.
Yeah.
City High by Inspected Deck is a great track.
Oh, dude. That's
Yeah.
going to be... So, Publicity for me is going to be my number 5. And then... Fucking, you nailed it. City High is probably going to be number 4 for me, actually.
That's such a good track.
Because
Dude.
Inspector Deck's my favorite, and I think he's my favorite lyrical person out of Wu-Tang. Like,
Yeah,
I
Jeff said
really-
the same thing.
I do think he's like the best lyricist. Like, Method is dope. Don't get it twisted. Method Man is fucking crazy.
Coming
But-
at you.
But I think Method Man's just the charismatic one. He's the one that like.
he's got he's got the like
Star.
golden trinity. He's got
Yeah.
the voice, he's got the cadence, and he's got the energy. and like you
And he's like
Busta Rhymes,
and he's
dog.
like almost he's like a celebrity. He's like
Yeah.
the celebrity.
He
Like,
carries the vibe.
Yeah,
like
have
have you
he's
ever seen
charismatic.
Busta live? Like, dude,
No.
it will be one of the best hip hop shows you'll ever see.
Really?
Yeah, that dude has the energy he still had 20 years ago. You know, like,
Busta's
fucking
first
insane.
album, The Coming, is pretty overlooked. I really
Yeah.
like that album.
So yeah, Publicity, City High, and then. Oh, dude, it's hard. Probably for number 3, I'm gonna go School off of Mastakilla's No Set Date.
I've never listened to a Master Killer
Oh,
album.
dude, that album is hands down one of my favorite Wu-Tang solo albums. Period. So good. Fuck, dude.
No Said Date?
No Said Date. Yeah, No Said. Oh wait, it didn't drop that early. Sorry, my bad. I can't call that one. That's
No.
a later.
None of these you've named have dropped before the.
Right. Yeah.
But I like
That's
keep going,
right.
keep going. I like this. This makes more sense. Because I only knew Wu-Tang through the original era.
Well, no, because I would like to do an original because they have so much.
I know.
You know what I mean? So let me. These are just honorable mentions for sure.
Okay.
Man. Let me backtrack to. All right, so let me pull up Wu-Tang real quick, just so I can make sure I'm saying the proper names. And let me scroll down to their discography.
Do you have a top 5 list, Jack?
Yeah, you built in one over here. You can totally take over whenever you need.
Mine's probably a lot more basic than all y'all's. Like, Kareem has to be in there.
Okay.
Method Man.
M-E-T-H-O-D, man. Yeah.
I like Gravel Pit.
Oh, dude, check out my graph. But that was on the W.
Yeah,
That came
double.
after.
Oh, that was 2000.
Oh,
That's
no,
okay.
just we'll count it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Just
we'll
any
count
era,
it.
any era. I just only did the original because
Okay.
I don't really know the modern era. Like
Oh,
that.
okay. Well, then, yeah, I'm gonna stick to those.
Yeah, stick
I'll
to your
just
three,
stick
it's
to those
fine,
in.
it's
Yeah,
fine,
okay.
it's
I'll stick to
fine.
those in so far. But no, go ahead.
Shame on a Blank.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're mostly off the original 36,
Shame
which,
on a
in my
Bina.
opinion, that is the best Wu-Tang album,
Mhm.
in my personal opinion. Some people might say Cuban Links or Liquid Swords, or do you think Beneath the Surface is up there, or like?
Yeah, I would say so. I would definitely say so.
Did you have Did you grow up with that album?
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
that's different. Yeah.
Yeah, I grew up with that album, man. I was a young teen when I first got introduced to Beneath the Surface, and then Liquid Swords, of course, was the predecessor. So I went from Liquid Swords to Beneath the Surface, but Beneath the Surface was I don't know, like that just has a special place for me. And then No Set Date to Mastakilla's No Set Date is fucking just like.
Doesn't get talked about.
Dude, it really doesn't, and it's so goddamn cool. So cool. So School would be number 3 off of that album, because it's like one of the best tracks on there, I think. But you got like honorable mentions off of those. You have the actual No Set Date title track, and then you have Silverback like on there, and it's like, oh, those.
I gotta
tracks
check
are
this
monsters,
out. I don't know.
dude.
I don't know
Yeah.
Master Killer like that.
Yeah, Master Killer's dope, dude. And then like number 2 is gotta be Bring the Ruckus.
I was
Yes.
about to say
I have to
that was my
say,
next
like,
thing.
Great song.
Dude, I've
Bring the
gotten
motherfucking ruckus.
I've gotten into like literal fucking street fights with that song playing in the background. Like,
That's great. That's
yeah.
good stuff.
Bring the motherfucking
It just
buckets.
makes you, dude. It has that energy, bro. Like it's fucking step up or step down time. Like, and number 1, probably gonna be Triumph, just because of Inspector
Ooh.
Deck's verse when the intro to that is like the best. Is that Triumph?
Yes.
Yeah.
I bomb atomically.
Socrates' philosophies, hypotheses, can't define how I'll be dropping
that's
these
like-
atrocities,
that's
maybe
insane
perform
lyricism.
armed robbery. Yeah.